play racial equality, but the only alternative is racial supremacy. Racial supremacy runs if you believe that one group actually ruins things by even being. And this current form of racial supremacy that's running rife across America asserts not just that black people and white people are equal, it now says, it's now moved to the next stage, which is to say, actually, white people spoil everything. They wreck things. They can't even be a translator in Dutch of a black person's poem because they will ruin it. Now, there are several problems about this. One is it's just flat out racist. Another is that it pretends that there is experience that cannot be understood across racial group lines. As if a white person, by the way, there's nothing particularly complex about Amanda Gorman's poem. I mean, it's not as if there are sort of subtleties about it that need to be teased out. Most of it can be translated by a high school student who was proficient in a couple of languages. No, what this says is that the thought of a black writer is of a kind that a white translator couldn't appreciate. Well, in that case, white people and black people can't understand each other. Where do you think that will go? You know, this is the darkest road, and we are being led along it by people who pretend to be anti-racist. And they're not, they're racists. They're racists. They happen to have come along this time under the guise of anti-racism, but they're racists. If they think that white people and black people cannot understand each other and we cannot speak across boundaries, then there's nothing left but war, hatred, oppression, bigotry, and much more. And I think that anyone, black, white, any other colour, should say, no, we're not doing that. We're sitting this one out. In fact, we're going to do more than sit this one out. We're going to fight back at that. We're not going to play that game. We know where it leads, even if you don't. So I very much hope that people realise what these so-called anti-racists are doing, the walls that they're building, the divisions that they are embedding and forcing on a new generation of Americans. And I hope that more and more Americans just step away from that, opt out of it, and call it out. How do you do that? Everyone can do it in their own lives. My experience is that people